During a routine patrol over the Atlantic, Captain Harry Thompson noticed movement on Estella's Island, a remote and uninhabited coral atoll. Despite his 15 years of experience in the Coast Guard, nothing could have prepared him for what he saw, a massive SOS written in the sand. His heart pounded as he pointed it out to his co-pilot, Sergeant Christopher Smith. Estella's Island was rarely visited due to its isolation, making the sight of a distress signal deeply unsettling. At first, Harry thought it could be an old message or a natural illusion, but as the helicopter hovered lower, his fears were confirmed. The letters were fresh, deliberately crafted, and urgent. Someone needed help. As they approached, Harry noticed figures moving on the beach. 3 people, skeletal and weak, frantically waved their arms. Their bodies were thin, their clothing tattered. Nearby, a boat lay wrecked on the shore, half buried in the sand. The sight filled Harry with dread. How long had they been stranded here? Scanning the island, he saw a makeshift shelter constructed from palm branches and debris. The island offered no real protection from the elements, making their survival even more miraculous. "We need to get them out now," Harry said, but Christopher's voice cut through his urgency. "Harry, we have trouble," he said, glancing at the radar. A powerful storm was closing in fast. The storm front was moving at tremendous speed, leaving them little time to act. Within 20 minutes, visibility would drop to near zero, and the fierce winds would make any rescue attempt almost impossible. If they didn't leave soon, they would all be trapped. Harry clenched the controls, torn between his duty and the harsh reality of the situation. They had to make a difficult choice: conduct a dangerous rescue now, or ensure the survivors had supplies and return when conditions improved. "We dropped them supplies and a radio," Harry commanded. "We have to make sure they hold on until we get back." The crew quickly assembled food, water, medicine, and a radio, securing it for the drop. Hovering over the beach, they released the package. The survivors rushed toward it, tearing it open desperately. As they fumbled with the radio, Harry called out, "Do you read me?" A weak voice crackled through the static. "We hear you." "Thank you. Please help." The words sent a chill down Harry's spine. The voice, filled with exhaustion and desperation, revealed their nightmare. 32 days stranded. They had survived on rainwater, scavenging whatever they could find. One of them, a woman named Sophia, was critically weak due to dangerously low blood sugar. "Please don't leave us," the voice pleaded. "We won't survive." Harry felt a lump in his throat, but there was no choice. The storm was almost upon them. The helicopter rocked violently as fierce winds howled around them. Christopher's voice was urgent. "We have to go now, or we won't make it back." Harry hesitated, staring down at the desperate figures below. But staying meant certain death for everyone. Gritting his teeth, he turned the helicopter around. That night, sleep was impossible. Harry lay awake, haunted by the images of the stranded survivors, their voices echoing in his head. He imagined them huddled together, battling the cold and hunger, praying for rescue. Every passing hour felt like an eternity. At dawn, the storm finally cleared, and they were airborne again. As they reached Estella's Island, tension filled the air. The survivors were still there, but they looked even weaker in the bright morning light. The rescue cradle was lowered carefully. The first man, barely able to move, gripped the rope with trembling hands. Sophia was next, her fragile frame barely able to hold on. Harry watched breathlessly as she was lifted, her body swaying dangerously in the wind. Once inside, medics worked quickly. Sophia was given an immediate glucose drip, while the men sipped water in small gulps. One of them, his voice rough from dehydration, explained how they had drifted at sea after a storm wiped out their fuel. Stranded, they had done everything to survive, rationing food, catching rainwater, and enduring the elements. "We thought this was the end," he whispered. As the helicopter approached the mainland, relief washed over Harry. The nightmare was over. Medics rushed the survivors to the hospital, where they slowly regained strength. Months later, Harry received a letter from Sophia. She had fully recovered and now cherished every moment of life. The rescue of Estella's Island became a legendary Coast Guard story, a testament to human resilience and the unwavering commitment to saving lives. And for Harry, it was a reminder of why he chose this path, to be there for those on the brink of survival.